G'day fellas and welcome to A Casted Game. This game is part of the Road to Red Bull Wololo Legacy and it is brought to you by EGC TV. So if you haven't already, go check them out, give them a follow, and let's talk about our game today because we have got spawning in over on the west side of the map, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. It is 3DB. On the opposite side of the map, spawning in as the French, we have got one puppy paw in the color blue. So the good old classic red versus blue match today. Now this map is indeed Dry Arabia, so we're just going back to basics here. I'm looking forward to seeing how this game unfolds because this is probably one of the hardest matchups in the game. So for anybody who's, not too familiar with the matchups and the way that they work, so if I was going to list, really difficult matchups to win, the kind of matchups I'm thinking of are, like, if you're playing as China against the Holy Roman Empire, that's a really hard matchup. Another hard matchup is playing the Holy Roman Empire against the French. It's just a perfect counter-civilization. There are so many factors that just really contribute to having a stronger civilization in the early game, in the mid-game, which is where it really counts. So I think that obviously there's been a fair few changes that have happened in the most recent patch, most notably a big buff to the Holy Roman Empire. In fact, a lot of big buffs to the Holy Roman Empire. There's people that say that, they were there's some changes there and whatnot. But look, overall, I think there's massive buffs for the HRE. They're looking very strong. So today we're going to be having the brand new Holy Roman Empire going up against their fiercest rival, the French. And I'm looking forward to seeing how either player go. And one of the things, so for anybody who doesn't know, I'm a big fan, I work closely with a guy by the name of Kanoki, and he is regularly, messaging me and just, he'll send me 1,000 messages and I'll read through them, but I don't respond to them all. Just, there's a baby, he's crying. I'll read the messages, I won't respond. And he was telling me about Holy Roman Empire versus French, and he said a lot of these people don't really know how to play this matchup. And his theory is that people need to play it a little bit more defensively in the second age and then look to get for the third age. If you try and rush that age 3 as quickly as possible, then you're going to be isolated on the gold. You might have a knight come in and, eventually, you move your prelate out here and you're buffing it up and you get a spearman out, but it's a little bit too late. So he basically theorized that, look, if you just spend a little bit of extra resources in that second age, stabilize, and then get yourself up to the third age, you should be absolutely fine. So I'm curious as to whether we're going to be seeing that out from B today. And by the same token, I'm curious what we see from Puppy Paw, because we've got a pretty early age up coming through from him. School of Cavalry going down. Typically in this matchup, you can expect that the French player would look to play a one-base style. So that would mean no early stone unless he was thinking about outposts, which of course definitely do work. But typically you would expect to be seeing, knights running in towards this gold mine and then a very quick flow of archers into potentially a battering ram. Now, obviously, battering rams have been nerfed a fair amount in the most recent patch. I say nerfed a fair amount. I mean, people, once again, umming and ahhing about whether they've been buffed, whether they've been nerfed or not. But they've definitely been changed, and I don't think it's for the best. So, look, it's going to be a bit tough for him. I guess the other alternative is he could go for 2 TC play, but 2 TC play, it's just going to limit you because you're not going to be able to get out that early aggression. Obviously, you get out a single knight or something like that, and that's going to be more than enough to deny the gold mining. But obviously, you want to have that follow-up. So I suspect that that's what we'll have. Over back in the base of B, though, we do have that Archon Chapel coming up. 4 villagers tapping away at it. So not going for a super fast age up. We do see players opting more recently for 6 villagers on the age up, but not going to be the time, or not going to be happening here. Lots of sheep back here as well for B. Now, you guys will note that we're not using, or you will see, we're not using the new UI. The new UI can only be used in games where they specifically use it. And it kind of sucks because that dilutes the games that we can watch that have got it or the games that don't have it. So essentially that means that there will be games that I cast where it's available and there will be games that I cast where it's not available. And the games where I cast where it's not available, well, we're just stuck with the crappy old UI that looks like it's something out of a cereal box from 2002. You know what? I'll be honest. The Spectator UI in 2002 was better than this. But anyway, we've got age 2 coming through now for B. B looks to drop that prelate into the Archon Chapel. And quite a lot of villagers here on wood. So it could be a second TC or it could be a bit of a feudal play. We see a mill coming down right next to the town center. So it could be thinking about a wheelbarrow. Interesting opening for him there. Obviously, the Holy Roman Empire get a little bit more of an advantage from wheelbarrow. Just simply because barracks coming down as well. So every other civ gets 5 extra carry capacity. But the Holy Roman Empire gets 7 carry capacity. Over for Puppy Paw, we can see that the Knight has begun to come out. And look at the proxy archery range. This is exactly what you want to be doing up against the Holy Roman Empire, looking for this type of early proxy, because it's going to be very key for you to keep them off this gold. And we can begin to see now that there's 3,500 gold that's been taken off that. So obviously the Holy Roman Empire needs 200 gold to age up. They don't start with that 100 gold like every other civ. And so you can do the maths and you can say, okay, there's probably about 300 gold sitting in the bank. And, you know, when you consider there's a wheelbarrow that's coming through, looks about right. But the outpost is going to get up. It's going to give him a nice little spot to come through. But now we see the outpost coming in from Puppy Paw. So he drops down the proxy archery range. And you can see him rallied around the corner. Actually rallied out to this tree. And then going to be bringing the units up. Spearman already out here from his opponent. B going to be looking to defend. Knight getting the charge off as well. Another outpost going to be forcing these villagers back. And you can see it's not necessarily about having the outpost on the defense, but rather having an outpost that prevents enemy outposts coming up. So smart move right there from Puppy Paw. Forces out an outpost there from his enemy. Now, if Puppy Paw is super smart, which I obviously know that he is, he'll be looking to land an outpost right here. There, that's perfect as well. And he may potentially force out another outpost from his opponent. Villager got to be careful not to be taken down here. Knight going to be in here as well. Gets off the charge at point blank range. I don't know how they do that, how they manage to do it. But now going to be falling back, and that outpost going to be coming up. Obviously, B, he does indeed see this. He's got the scout here ready and standing by. You can see that the arrow slits is coming through. Still got the wheelbarrow, also upgrading the spearman. Just the single barracks, and I like this play from B. It's very smart, but at the same time, you can see the gold that's coming through. Slowly and steadily, he is gathering it up, and actually got the gold mine coming in on the other side, or the mining camp coming in on the other side. Once the arrow slits come in, he should be able to defend against these archers, but it looks like it might be a bit tight here. Puppy Paw, I suspect, could be looking to go into arrow slits as well. We can see 4 villagers on stone back here, so if he's not careful, he's going to have enough gold or enough stone there to think about a second town center, so that could look for an easy expansion for him. But I gotta say, I love this proxy from our French player, Puppy Paw. It just makes so much sense getting your units out here a little bit faster. Arrow slits coming in immediately. Scout's going to be jumping into that. Lumber camp going down. So you can see that at the moment, the arrow slit's not going to be firing off towards these villages. Actually, are they hitting villagers? No, he's hitting the house. So arrow slits was nerfed in the most recent patch. Used to be 8 tiles of range. Now it is 7 tiles of range. And don't be fooled by these cute little dots that we've got here. They are representative of absolutely nothing. Maybe the base range or something like that. But now that outpost is going to be getting upgraded. And with that, it's going to be forcing these villagers away. And you can see immediately those villagers are now under attack here. And that's going to be tough for B because he is going to be losing villagers. There's the first one that goes down. He's going to have to fall back away from this. You can see he's actually got enough gold now to get up to the next age. So this is going to buy him some time. He can actually say, well, you know what? Oh, he's got 5 villagers in here in the pocket. And he's not able to get hit. So, you know, that's the difference, right? That is the difference. That we talk about, you know, going from 8 to 7. Is it a big deal? It's not a big deal. But guess what? If that was an 8 range outpost that had gone up here, he denies the entire gold mine. Whereas now with the 7 range outpost, he does not. And these 5 villagers remain. And that's all you need for B. That's all we need. 7 villagers on gold, more than enough. Especially Holy Roman Empire and Inspiration villagers. Ooly dooly. But we'll check in now how Puppy Paw is doing as he begins to wall in relics. You can see the Knight just chilling out here for the moment. He knows exactly what the goal is. It's going to be relics for his enemy, and there's double relic spawns down here on this sacred site, as well as another relic over on the opposite side. So he's going to be looking to move out across the map. We're right on board with B and see how he's doing. Only 1 prelate at the moment. It's going to be the one in the Archon Chapel as well. Stable coming up. I gotta be honest with you guys, I love the way that B has played this early game. Now, he wouldn't have been able to get up these outposts if it wasn't for those spearmen. So by having those spearmen in the early game, it's meant that he's able to get those outposts up, because otherwise the Knight just runs in, it just kills. And, oh no, the Boar gets in on the action. Boar coming in for a kill. Look at him going for the snipe. Boar just gonna be causing havoc here. It looks like he's gonna return back to his little location, but unfortunately the scout does go down for B. All of the archers do get away without any problems. We'll right on board with Puppy Paw and see how he's doing, because he's going to be dropping down that second town center up towards the north. We see 16 villagers moving to drop that down. Beautiful little spot here as well, on top of the deer, on top of the berries. He'll obviously put down a mill on the other side or something like that. Actually, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. You go for a mill on that other side. You can see him working all those deer through now. Over on the other side of the map, though, we've got our age up coming through. We've got our age up not coming through yet. Actually, he's really just sticking it out in age 2 right now. A lot of... How many sheep carcasses has he got under here? He's got 7 sheep carcasses under here, and beginning to actually make that that Holy Roman Empire dream begin. Farms around the Archon, baby. Oh, my lord. I have a dream It is a fully farmed up Archon. What does it even look like? I don't even know. I'm sure someone's run the math on what the perfect Archon looks like right now, but look, I suspect it's going to be something like this. This is pretty beautiful stuff. And look at the gold that's coming in as well. He's just happy to keep these villagers on gold because he knows how important it is for himself to have gold, and being limited to 5 villagers on this gold, it just makes sense to keep it there for the rest of the game. But Horseman moving around the back. He's obviously spotted out the stone, realizes that it's just going to be the 1 TC expansion. Spearman in the middle, going to get caught out. They're going to be careful. Trying their best to turn around, but the Knight going to be charging. Looks to turn around once again. He's going to be trying to get that charge off underneath the Sacred Site sign. If you didn't know that was a Sacred Site, well, congratulations. Now you know that that is a Sacred Site. The only way to actually remove that is, actually, there's no way. To not even the remove UI button removes the words Sacred Site. Interesting. I digress. All right, well, we'll take a look at B, how he's doing. B really actually just sticking in the feudal age. Is this the new way to play HRE? I mean, we've seen him hold on to this aggression. He's maintained control. And now looking to get Blacksmith upgrade. So I was expecting to see, you know, maybe like a 9 or a 10 minute feudal age, or yeah, feudal age into castle. We're at 11 minutes now, and he looks nowhere near castle at this point in time, continuing to add in more farms. Is this the new Holy Roman Empire? Because realistically, their strengths, they lie in relics. French, they're not that interested in going for the relics, but obviously they want to try and take them if they can. The one thing that you've got to be careful of is when you're playing up against the French is that Knight mass. If they get those big numbers of Knights coming out and look to crush you, and speaking of crushing you, look at the beautiful macro that's coming out here from Puppy Paw. Just 100% on the ball when it comes to the macro. You couldn't ask for better macro. Every single resource was under 40 or something like that. Just ludicrous. Barely any units in queue, just villagers, which is obviously A-okay. But farms really starting to come up now for B. Right on board with him, and see that Knight come in towards the wood line. Gonna get chased away for now. Back towards the base of his opponent, Puppy Paw. He's met with a couple more units on that gold mine. He's doing his best to try and fend them off. He's going to be able to chase away both the horsemen as well as the scout. Spearman going to be forced back to return. And for the moment, we'll check in with the relics and see how they're doing, as it appears just the first relic has been walled up at this point in time. Second relic and third relic are just being guarded up with knights. Down to the bottom, that last relic not yet moved, or not yet taken. Up towards B's base, and still B, he's going to be doing much of the same. We can see he's got plenty of resources in the bank here. You can just see by having 5 villagers on gold, he's got so much gold this game just from those 5 villagers. I guess that's, you know, probably the blessing. I say the blessing of the prelate, but he's not even gathering with the inspiration here. Villagers over on this farm are gathering with the inspiration, but these ones are not. They've only got the extra carry capacity. You know what? There's a couple of them in there. Yeah, very, very curious to see, but he's now going to be going ham with those. Numbers here looking good for him, and feudal Holy Roman Empire, and single TC as well. You know, typically you would see like a 2 TC feudal Holy Roman Empire. Men-at-Arms now coming out as well. Things start to get spicy when the Men-at-Arms arrive. But yeah, you would normally see maybe like a 2-town center. I've seen the Muslim do the 2 TC HRE, and then that kind of sets you up for, you can go either Burgrave or Regnitz, but then in the late game, instead of going for Swabia, you go for the Elsbach Palace, which is going to really set you up in the middle of the map for that late game. But obviously not the case here. B just sticking it out with 1 TC at the moment. 42 villagers for him. Compare that over to Puppy Paw, who's on 59, so quite a big break when it comes to that villager count. And, you know, as I mentioned earlier, typically the reason why a lot of these HRE players are losing to the French, you know, the reason why the French have got a win rate against the Holy Roman Empire of 60% plus. And the reason why is because you get all of these greedy Holy Roman Empire players who say, ooh, I'm just gonna, don't mind me, I'm just gonna do a quick fast castle over here. And the French player's like, lol, okay, go for it. And kills them. Or, you know, doesn't kill them necessarily, but starves them, that sort of thing. And then at the end of the day, if you're age 3 but you've got no relics, then is there really much of a point in being age 3 if you've got, you know, no relics, no gold, no nothing going for you? And we can see here that B's sort of taken to that. And as a result, we get this extended feudal age play. Still, we don't see him looking to age up. Building up a fair amount of resources, though. He's got plenty of resources here to drop down more farms. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Deletes the lumber camp. Plenty of prelates out as well. He's got 3 out. Bit of a raid on the berries down towards the south side of the map. Going to be forced away. Runs into a wall. Interestingly, Puppy Paw walls the relic out. Puppy Paw, I can't help but feel like that is the wrong side the relic needs to be on. Ideally, you'd want that behind your walls, my friend, not on the other side of it. But 9 numbers starting to look good for Puppy Paw. He's going with this 3-unit composition, and this is what I love from the French. I think this is so powerful. So what's the trick here? The trick is just to have a handful of archers. You don't go Troppo on archers. A lot of people love to go Troppo on archers. Don't do it. It's your number 1 unit that you're going to be overkilling things with are archers. The difference for you between 10 archers and 50 archers is not a lot. It's realistically not a lot because you're going to be doing a lot of focus firing. You're looking to try and take out enemy spears, and whether you kill them with 10 archers or whether you kill them with 50 archers, it doesn't really matter. But what matters are those knights, what matters are those spears, because those are the bad boys that are going to give you that extra juicy win factor. So if you've got more spears than your enemy can handle, then congratulations. Now their cavalry not going to be a threat to you. If you've got more knights than they can handle, well, congratulations. You just won the game because you just run into their base, you stand on top of their production, you go to their wood lines, all that good stuff. And now some quick walls going to be coming in the same time. Raids coming through from both sides. Puppy Paw going to be trying to hold on as best he can. Walls do manage to get up on that north side, but at the same time, he's going to be able to run through here. Villagers going to get taken out. Puppy Paw on the defensive, trying his best to force these units out without taking too many losses, but it looks like at least 3 villagers have gone down here. Quite a few of them have lost health as well. Puppy Paw on 70 villagers compared to 48 from B. But B now going up. It's going to be the Regnitz Cathedral going up in the front of his base. So B very far behind when it comes to his resource count, or rather his villager count, but going to be looking to pick up those relics. And at the same time pushing towards his enemy. So a very ballsy B right now. Relic's going to get picked up. Knight's getting some charges off. B going to be under attack. He's moved his units and then, oh god, I forgot about my units. So a little bit of a throw right there from B. He continues up towards the north. Villagers going idle. We hear the relics being picked up in the middle. Looks like relic number 3 might unfortunately be lost to the Royal Knight. More knights down here. Relic up towards the north gets taken. Relic over towards the west gets taken. Relic down to the south, still unfortunately sitting out behind those walls. Spearman Brace coming through, protecting against the knights. Beautiful little Spearman raid up towards this gold mine. He continues to chase the villagers though. He's definitely got Puppy Paw on the run right now. 129 population versus 75. Oh, geez Louise, this game is not as close as I thought it was. It seems that the French is still quite a bit stronger than what the Holy Roman Empire can handle. But obviously, look, he's reached H3 now, so maybe there is a bit of a window. Have a look at the difference in lighting right there. That lighting is kind of crazy, isn't it? You get such a light versus a dark, but we've got knights coming out from B. Units up towards the north are going to get taken out. Wall down to the south, not yet to be expanded upon. But we do see a little bit of a raid around the backside. It's going to be that classic Spearman raid we love to see. B, at the moment, sitting on 51 villagers compared to 73 from Puppy Paw. So we'll take a look at how B is doing. Remember that one of the big changes for this most recent patch is that the Regnitz Cathedral now acts as a fully fledged monastery. So that means that you can now train your prelates out of here, you can get your upgrades out of here, and we can begin to see him do that. You're going for devoutness, or devoutness rather, not devoutness, devoutness, which is going to be buffing up his villager gather rate even further. So at the moment they get 50 or 40%, that's going to be taking it to 50%. Then he's going to be getting some more prelates out, but he's got to be careful here. He's getting overrun at the moment. B throwing away a couple units. Things not looking good for him at the moment. B looking to try and hold on. We see Military Academy also going to be coming in. Plenty of horsemen in queue for him, but B definitely struggling here. There's quite a bit of a push that's going to be coming. Men-at-Arms looking good as well. Yet to see any upgrades for them at the moment. It is coming through. Another 5 seconds and it'll be here. Goldmine about to get evaporated, unfortunately, as the Knights continue moving in. At the same time, though, Knight around the backside going to be moving down towards those archers. Gets a good charge off. Spearman not paying attention, unfortunately. Men-at-Arms going to be able to clean it up, but at the same time towards the south, it looks like a Knight going to be cleaning up villages over towards the west side. Puppy Paw just absolutely all over the case at the moment, and B looks to try and hold on to save his life. We see that the first relic is coming back. I don't know where the second relic got to. There was a second relic, and the question is, where has it gone? Look at those Knights just cleaning house in the back of the base. There's the second relic. 1, 2, there's 3 relics actually. 3 relics in the bag right now for B. So things looking good. That's a Springald emplacement on that as well. Going to be dishing out more damage. Going to be dishing out... It's got more armor as well. Emergency repairs. Emergency repairs comes in. Oh my lord. Good timing right there. From the top of the ropes, he pulls in the emergency repairs and looks to try and hold on. Is there any way that B could possibly do this? I don't know. He's got the armored units, though. I get if there's one thing going for him, it's that and the emergency repairs. Springwood emplacement going to continue firing off. He's got plenty of gold in the bank. If he needs to pull these villagers back, he can. Indeed, he does look to pull them back. And now it looks like B going to be trying his best to hold on. The Springwood emplacements coming through 10.8 tiles of range with those relics. And this is the difference between the new HRE and the old HRE. Old HRE does not have this as an option because they have to put their relics in the Regnits. New HRE can put their relics inside the Regnits or inside the outpost, and it still gets that 200 gold a minute. That is the new and improved HRE. He looks to try and hold on. He's definitely forced into a bit of a difficult position. He's got his +1 upgrades. Compare that over to Puppy Paw, who's also got the +1 upgrades, but the Men-at-Arms on the south side looking to try and hold on. Prelate going to begin healing. We still don't see Herbal Medicine in at the moment, but he's starting to look good. The emplacement on the outpost, rather, it manages to hold. And Puppy Paw, despite being up in population, is forced back from this position. Knight's getting off a decent charge. Men-at-Arms going to have to fall back. Landsconnect's going to come out. Things starting to get a little bit wild over here as the Holy Roman Empire begins to look a little bit more holy and begins to work towards this magic position. How is he doing this? I've got no idea. 51 villagers versus 87. Population difference is about 40, but he still holds on by the skin of his teeth. And, well, not just by the skin of his teeth, he's holding on by a little bit more, I'd suggest. Knight's coming through, getting off a decent little charge there. That's exactly what he wants. The Heavy Mace's upgrade going to be coming through as well for B. He's looking to get more upgrades. We see Lance Connect as well as the Men-at-Arms, and the fourth relic going to get picked up. Rather, the third relic going to get re-picked up, moved back towards an outpost. Super smart from B, but he's pushing out incredibly far at this point, all the way back to his enemy's base, and really looking to push the issue. Triple outpost now coming up all of a sudden, and B looks like he might be pushing Puppy Paw onto the back foot. What is this game? This is ludicrous. This is one of the hardest matchups for the Holy Roman Empire, and we saw exactly why that was over in the base, but somehow, some way, the turnaround happened, and B looked to try and take down his opponent, but now it seems that he may have overextended. Towards the south side, more villagers going to get caught in this central location. The boar going to get taken out. Men-at-Arms getting cleaned up. Puppy Paw on the back end. Knight's coming through. We take a look at his position right now, and he's got villagers all over the map, but unfortunately, the Men-at-Arms, the Knights, they're all running out. Landsconnect going to get fully taken out. Unfortunate for him. We'll head back towards the base of B, and oh my lord, the dream. That is the dream HRE base right there. Take a look at that right there. Doesn't get any more beautiful than that. All right, over towards the middle of the map. Got to be careful here. These Knights getting outnumbered. B not looking the best. Up towards the north, the Knights continue to idle. And remember, those relics are getting picked up. There's 4 relics have been taken at the moment. So right now, B is sitting on 4 relics. He's got 1, 2, 3. I don't know where that 4th one is. There it is. It's coming in on the south side. In the middle of the map. Oh my lord, the Landsconnects looks like they've just cleaned house. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't even think it was that big of a deal. But look at the entire army going down right now. Puppy Paw losing absolutely everything. I apologize for not seeing that. Unfortunately, you can see Ronald McDonald there asleep on the ground. He's gone down, and with that, B looking like he might be in a bit of a solid position, continuing to chase villagers around the map. We see the Knight going to be coming in with 4 HP left. It's going to get taken out. Unfortunately for it, its brother continues to ride on, taking out the villagers on the stone outcropping potentially. He cleans up the center of the map. Unfortunately, it looks like more villagers got to be going down. 58 villagers versus the 94. Puppy Paw still ahead. It looks like Age Up is going to be coming through. It's going to be the Royal Institute. But with that, good game. Going to get called. Why does Puppy Paw tap out here? What? Did he just think it wasn't winnable? He just thought it wasn't winnable. There's too many Landsconnect. There's too many Men-at-Arms. The Holy Roman Empire, the Giga Chats, they have risen, and they are here, baby.